Hades is a dynamic game with its story, its characters, its gameplay, its environments. Everything about the game has great depth and rewards you with every step taken, from beginning to the first end and every subsequent end. If you've been hearing, like I did prior to playing, all about how amazing Hades is, I'm here to confirm it is indeed. Hades is a treat for all gamers, a spectacular game that can keep you entertained and challenged for many, many hours. Hades is a roguelike, or roguelite, depending on your view of the genre, and I am not even close to well-versed enough to weigh in one way or the other on that front. The game is developed by Supergiant Games, an indie studio responsible for Pyre, Transistor, and Bastion. In other words, several games that, if you're like me, you thought about getting but just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Hades started out as an early access game and as an Epic Store exclusive for when the Epic Game Store was just starting out. It came to early access on December 6, 2018, and then to Steam Early Access on December 10, 2019. The game received consistent updates leading up to the full release on September 17, 2020, for PC on both Steam and Epic, Mac, and Nintendo Switch as well. The response was immediate and overwhelmingly positive for the game, with praise coming in for its gameplay, storytelling, characters, art style, music, voice acting, you name it. Critics were just as enchanted by Hades, leading to it appearing on numerous Game of the Year lists. Hades arrived as one of the best games for escapism this year. Speaking of escapism, though, let's talk about what Hades is about. No, it isn't about managing the underworld as Hades. The title is a bit misleading. You play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, who is a bit fed up with living in the underworld under the oppressive conditions of his father. In order to leave, though, he'll need to battle his way out past mythological creatures and shades hell-bent on stopping him from reaching his goal. Thankfully, Zagreus has some help in the form of abilities granted by the various Olympic gods that will prove highly useful in your endeavors to escape. With each subsequent escape attempt, whether successful or not, the story will advance in some minor ways. If Zagreus is unable to escape, though, as per a regular rogue genre experience, he is transported back to the start down in the House of Hades. In the House of Hades, characters will remember how far you get and how you died. Out in Tartarus and the other levels of the underworld, gods will remember who you offered gifts to and accepted boons from, and this helps give each run flavor because it gives a sense of progression even when you're going through the same level each time. There is a main storyline surrounding the escape attempts, but even after you complete that, the story isn't over and specific character-based stories continue on as well. The game is very lively in its down moments between runs, whether that's back in the House of Hades or out on a run in one of the few safe areas of the underworld. These peaceful moments are usually accompanied with the opportunity to interact with one or more of the underworld denizens, and they are all memorable, fun characters. In addition, any of you with a knowledge of Greek mythology and heroic tales will recognize many, if not all, of the people you will encounter. While I'm no expert in Greek mythology, there were a whole lot of clever references throughout the game, and the game is largely faithful to the original myths, with only a couple creative liberties taken that did not detract from the overwhelming sense of entering a world of gods, heroes, and beasts you get from the game. Whether that's your mentor Achilles in the House of Hades, or running into Sisyphus and his boulder along your journey upwards, there are so many opportunities for moments of recognition for you classics nerds out there, and if you don't have much of a basis in classical mythology, no problem. The figures are very well realized with nice character arcs of their own and excellent dialogue. You might miss out on some references, but these characters can get along on charm alone. You don't have to worry about hearing the same lines over and over as well. I have yet to encounter a repeat line, and that's an impressive level of detail put into not just our main characters, but every side character. The world of Hades impressed me with its lore and characters, and that is thankfully matched in its gameplay. While you are always using the same character in your attempt to climb from Tartarus up to the surface, most everything else can change between runs. This starts with your initial choice of weapon. While you start out only able to use the sword, over time you can unlock other weapons, which is good because the sword ain't exactly a great choice in my opinion, at least compared to the others. In addition to the sword, you can choose between a spear, a shield, a bow, a gauntlet, and a railgun. Each offers a unique playstyle with the various moves you can do with the weapon alone. Each weapon has a basic attack, a special attack, and then a dash attack, and these can be modified even further during runs with upgrades courtesy of Daedalus and his hammer, or the Olympic boons. After selecting your weapon, it's time to face off against the various enemies placed in your path by your angry father. The enemy variety is excellent, numerous well-designed foes that require diverse strategies to beat, all ramping up in a manageable difficulty curve. Although I'll admit, I find the standard enemies on level 3 of the Underworld harder than those on level 4. Along the way, after clearing a room, you'll get a preview of the rewards in the next chamber, which can include boons from the various Olympians, health upgrades, gold to use to purchase stuff from Charon the Boatman, and various currencies to unlock stuff back at the House of Hades after completing a run. Sometimes you'll only have one and therefore you don't actually have a choice, but sometimes you'll have up to 3 choices and can select which reward you want most from the upcoming chamber. The boons, though, are the main focus for me, granting you different skills to add on to your attack, special, dash attack, and other fun upgrades. Each of the boons has a rarity and level that can be boosted with certain items, such as the power pomegranates you'll see as a reward for some levels. All in all, no 2 runs are going to be the same due to the changes in enemy placement, weapon choice, boon availability, and what you'll purchase throughout the journey. It is good that you do get all these options and abilities though, because the enemies aren't kidding around, especially the bosses. There's a reason it takes quite a few attempts to complete a full escape, at least for the people I've talked to about it. Your chances to escape though are boosted with each unsuccessful run through a couple methods. The biggest is of course the Mirror of Night, given to you by the goddess of darkness Nyx. This mirror is where you spend the darkness currency you pick up in the Underworld to get abilities such as greater health to start out, death defiances that allow you to revive at half health once, boosted chances of getting rare boons, etc. Very useful. Almost as useful are the keepsakes you can get from the various gods and other characters you interact with. After giving them a gift of nectar that can be found during your runs, you'll be rewarded with a special item you can equip that gives bonuses as you do your run. These also level up with continued use. Finally, Hades, for some reason, has placed you in charge of renovation projects in the House of Hades, and you can use the gemstones you obtain while playing to change the look of the house or gain some new advantages in the greater Underworld. There are so many amazing systems that work together seamlessly in this game, and it makes each run feel useful even if it didn't result in an escape. Also, for those of you thinking all these abilities and gifts might make things too easy at some point, don't you worry. After escaping the first time, you'll be granted the Pact of Punishment, which you can use to give some massive advantages to your enemies if you so wish. On the other side of the spectrum, for those who just want to get to all the juicy story details and feel like a god slaying enemies left and right, there is the appropriately named God mode that helps you do exactly that. Hades is one of the most well thought out games I've encountered in my life, and that enhances the experience immeasurably. You have so much you can do, so go ahead and give Cerberus a pet, because who's been a good massive hellhound? Cerberus has. On the presentation side of things, there's not much to critique. The art style, from the environments to the character designs, are absolutely gorgeous, detailed and stylish to the point where I wish I could dive into the world. The music is also quite good, although I don't always get to enjoy it because of the rush of enemies I need to concentrate on. The tracks that pump you up couple well with the pieces that cool you down after the run as you prepare for the next one. In addition, the composer for Hades, Darren Korb, not only made a fantastic soundtrack, but also was the voice for Zagreus himself, despite having limited acting experience previously. The voice acting in general is absolutely fantastic. The game is fully voiced, and I tip my cap to whoever did the casting for the game because the actors are perfect for their roles. The gods especially managed to walk the line of benevolent, well-meaning, fun characters while also bringing in the sort of alien vibe that a lot of the Pantheon had in the old myths. Sure, Dionysus is a cool guy and just wants to drink wine and have a good time, but if he gets pissed off, oh boy, are you in for a bad time. I mean, have you even read the Bacchae? Not a smart move, mate. Finally, the sound design comes in clutch by making every hit and impact sound good, plus dealing with the variety of abilities and background sound necessary to make the game sound so good while avoiding making it a confusing cacophony. As with the gameplay and story, the art behind the game only serves to enhance the overall experience. Hades has been lauded as one of the best games of the year by many people, and I see all the reasons why. The game has a simple, easy to understand and play premise, but a layer of complex storytelling and gameplay that rewards every hour you put into the game. Coupled with the stunning artwork and stellar performances from the voice cast, this makes Hades a rare, universal recommendation from me for anyone interested in games. You'll find something amazing in this game, whether you're playing it to pit yourself against the wrath of Hades, or to hear Zagreus be snarky to everyone, or both. Before you go to battle out of the underworld yourself though, please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, because we all know Hades doesn't hold a candle to the malevolent influence that is the YouTube algorithm. In addition, let me know in the comments who your favorite gods from Hades are, either for gameplay or design. Personally, I will always go for some Athena, Artemis, and Dionysus boons, plus the occasional Ares if he shows up. Subscribe to keep following the channel, and ring the bell to be alerted anytime I upload. I hope you have a great day, and happy gaming.